Hi, I'm Ross Turner from the Australian Council for Educational Research. I'm the coordinator of the IMMC in Australia, and I'm here for the 2018 International Award Ceremony for the International Mathematical Modelling Challenge.
Hi Ross, I'm Max Stevens from the University of Melbourne and the Mathematical Association of Victoria.
Hi, I'm Saul Garfunkel. I'm the Director of COMAP in the United States.
Hello Ross, I'm Alfred Cheung from NeoUnion ESC organization, Hong Kong. I also work with Seoul in organizing IMMC.
We often think about curriculum innovation, and they might have different benefits. They might be relevant to supporting students' current studies or to preparation for their future studies. Curriculum innovation might be relevant to industry and to future employment, or relevant to their life outside of school. Why do you think that developing mathematical modelling skills is important for high school students?
Well, can I have a start at that from a general point of view, Ross? The curriculum is always changing, but the mathematics curriculum may not be changing fast enough. We have to think of the impact of STEM, science, technology, engineering and mathematics, and also the growing access to digital technologies. Now, both of these provide a very, very fertile soil for the introduction of mathematical modelling, perhaps more than ever before. But I'll hand over to Alfred and Sol to talk more.
Well, I mean, look, why do we teach mathematics essentially every year of a student's life? We teach it because it's useful. It's useful in school and further schooling. It's useful at the world of work. It's useful in everyday life, and it's useful as a discipline in its own right. But if you look at those first three, what is the essence of what's going on there? It's mathematical modeling. Why? I mean, the use of mathematics in jobs, the use of mathematics in the real world, in daily life, is something that's inherent in mathematical modeling. And if we don't teach mathematics through modeling, through its use, then we do a disservice to the students.
And that may not be the experience of many students at school, because they continually say, what's the use of all this stuff we learn?
Well, unfortunately, the way we tend to teach mathematics in school is a tool.
Yeah.
You know, we spend a few years teaching them how to hammer a nail and another couple of years about how to saw a straight piece of wood. But in fact, we don't say, oh, well, there's this thing called building a house, but that's beyond the scope of the course. So we're going to spend the first 10 years of your life just learning the tools and how to use those tools. Well, the net effect of that is that students leave mathematics and go into what they see as more relevant and more interesting kinds of activities. And we do that at our peril and at the students' peril.
Alfred, what do you see as the benefits of high school students studying modelling?
This year, we have been involved with the International Mathematical Modeling Contest. Actually, IMMC has been beyond a contest to fulfill our mission for educational change in mathematics and beyond. We are happy that there have been some changes locally. For example, this year, IMMC Committee for Greater China has got big support from Hong Kong SCIRO government to conduct a project of mathematical modeling education to promote STEM in high school. Every month we conduct teachers training, student seminars, and field studies in industrial workplaces. We have seen that teachers actually have found it's very helpful to teach mathematics in the modeling approach, and the students' confidence and interest in education and other STEM subjects also been increased significantly. So we have seen that modeling really is relevant to their for the benefit of their current studies.
Interesting. So Max identified some potential benefits, but suggested that we're not seeing much of that at the moment. But in Hong Kong, you are seeing that beginning to happen.
Yeah.
I think you have to think of modeling as a process, as a life skill. You know, you're a student, and you go out in the real world, you get a job. 5 years from now, that job doesn't exist anymore because the technology's changed, because all sorts of things have changed. But how do you adapt? How does this? It's not simply this particular set of mathematics, and you need to be able to adapt it, to use it. And if you don't have those abilities, then you may very well find yourself unemployable in the future. And I think perhaps the most valuable skill we can teach.
What do you think makes a good team?
Well, you know, if you're thinking about the IMMC and the way in which team experience is something that, again, most math students don't have. We have a tendency to think of this as a solitary activity, which again, you go out in the real world, it is not. People tend to work together in teams. And so this may be, for many, many students, this may be their first true team experience using mathematics. And there you need some social skills. I know some people who only choose people who, for teams who know each other and have some commonality, but you also need a diversity of skills. And especially when you go into an IMMC question, you don't know what the problem's going to be about. You don't know if it's, and different students may have different life skills, which are going to help them when it comes to applying it. So you need a diverse set of skills, but also the ability and enjoyment of the working together, the collective work.
And I guess, Sol, the kind of creative and critical thinking that underpins this real-life modelling, it's never something that people cultivate working through a textbook or doing tests. It's always cultivated socially, working with other smart people and thinking about smart problems.
Exactly. That's what the world looks like. And that's what, and school has to mirror the life experience. Otherwise, you're not preparing kids for the real world. You're just preparing them for what school looks like. And in math, that's a set of questions that come after a specific set of things are taught. Well, you don't have to use a lot of interesting thinking to know, I better use the skills I just was taught because they asked me a question at the end of a chapter. But that's not the way problems come in real life.
We keep being told that workplaces of the future are going to involve a lot of teamwork, collaborative work. It seems to me that the IMMC does, as you say, provide a grounding and opportunity for kids to experience that firsthand. Have you seen this, Alfred?
Yeah. IMMC actually provide a platform for students to practice in solving real-world problems, mathematics. Yeah. Actually, we have received great interest from the industry. This year, Sol and I launched the AIP program, Advanced Innovation Program. We invited past IMMC awardees who are studying in university all over the world. This year, we invite more than 20 students to come to Hong Kong. They work in Hong Kong Applied Science and Technology Institute, Bank of China International, and my organization. They all work on the real industrial projects like the blockchain projects, the risk management, and the game course development in application of mathematical modeling. And the feedback from their employers are very positive. That's the reason is that the employers have seen their competence in algorithm, computing, mathematical modeling, and especially in teamwork. Yeah, that gives us quite confidence in promoting mathematical modeling education.
Well, I suppose an important message is that mathematical modelling is not for just the super bright, the super capable. I think if it has to have a place in high school education, we have to say there is something here for every student. And that may be taking Sol's point. For the first time, we start seeing mathematics as useful, connected to the real world, and something we can enjoy doing.
I'm glad you said that, Max. It's been a strongly held view of mine for a long time that mathematical modelling is a way of connecting mathematical knowledge and skills with the ways in which that knowledge can be used. It's a very powerful medium or avenue through which those connections can be explored for everybody, not just for the brightest.